Good day, class. We will discussing today about creativity and innovation. What is creativity? From the previous discussion, creativity is having ideas, the spotting of an opportunity or inspiration. This definition includes both incremental, small, change and breakthrough thinking. Creativity is defined as the tendency to generate or recognize ideas, alternatives, or possibilities that may be useful in solving problems, communicating with others, and entertaining ourselves and others. Creativity is the ability to come up with new ideas and to identify new and different ways of looking at a problem and opportunities. A process of assembling ideas by recombining elements already known but wrongly assumed to be unrelated to each other. This definition has several key elements that are worth considering. Process. Creativity is also a process, implying, among other things, that it is more like a skill than an attitude, and that you can get better at it with practice. Ideas. Creativity results in ideas that have potential value. Recombining. The creative process is one of putting things together in unexpected ways. Types of creativity. According to Bowden, 1998, there are three main types of creativity, involving different ways of generating the novel ideas. The combinational creativity that involves new combinations of familiar ideas. The exploratory creativity that involves the generation of new ideas by the exploration of structured concepts. The transformational creativity that involves the transformation of some dimension of the structure, so that new structures can be generated. Levels of creativity. Individual creativity. Group creativity. Organizational creativity. Individual creativity. Studies focused on measuring creativity and trying to link it with personality traits or cognitive traits. Other authors have focused on investigating what personality factors, experience, attraction to complexity, high energy, autonomy, intuition, self-confidence, and ability to resolve contradictions, can affect the performance. Others features, persistence, curiosity, energy, and intellectual honesty and great locus of control. Intrinsic motivation and knowledge are also playing big role in generating creativity. Group creativity. Group composition, diversity, up to a certain point, is beneficial for the group. Group processes, democratic and collaborative leadership, an organic structure, problem-solving approaches and a solid-based social information. Group characteristics, good cohesive groups that have worked together for a time. If these factors are excessive, creativity decrease. Contextual influences, organizational culture, reward systems. Organizational creativity. Three models in organizational creativity. Amabile model, 1988, a firm innovates if it motivates employees, provides resources, and manages the work environment accordingly. Eckville model, 1996, based on a creative environment that has an influence on the results of the company. Interactionist model Woodman et al., 1993, approaches creativity as a phenomenon that is affected by situational and behavioral factors. In particular, the model recognizes intra-organizational influences that stimulate or inhibit organizational creativity. 3 reasons why people are motivated to be creative. Need for novel, varied, and complex stimulation. Need to communicate ideas and values. Need to solve problems. In order to be creative, you need to be able to view things in new ways or from a different perspective. Among other things, you need to be able to generate new possibilities or new alternatives. Tests of creativity measure not only the number of alternatives that people can generate but the uniqueness of those alternatives. The ability to generate alternatives or to see things uniquely does not occur by change, it is linked to other, more fundamental qualities of thinking, such as flexibility, tolerance of ambiguity or unpredictability, and the enjoyment of things heretofore unknown. Thus, creativity is the development of ideas about products, practices, services, or procedures that are novel and potentially useful to the organization. Steps in the creative process. Opportunity or problem recognition. A person discovers that a new opportunity exists or a problem needs resolution. Immersion. The individual concentrates on the problem and becomes immersed in it. He or she will recall and collect information that seems relevant, dreaming up alternatives without refining or evaluating them. Incubation. The person keeps the assembled information in mind for a while. He or she does not appear to be working on the problem actively, however, the subconscious mind is still engaged. While the information is simmering, it is being arranged into meaningful new patterns. Insight. The problem-conquering solution flashes into the person's mind at an unexpected time, such as on the verge of sleep, during a shower, or while running. Insight is also called the aha or eureka experience. Verification and application. The individual sets out to prove that the creative solution has merit. Verification procedures include gathering supporting evidence, using logical persuasion, and experimenting with new ideas. Personality traits of creative people. Persistence. Self-confidence. Independence. Attraction to complexity. Tolerance of ambiguity. Intuitiveness. Continuation of the personality traits of creative people. Have broad interests. Are energetic. Drive to achieve. Love their work. Take risks. Barriers to creativity. Excessive focus on extrinsic motivation. Limits set by superiors. Critical evaluation. Close, controlling supervision. Competition in a win-lose situation. Control of decision-making. Continuation of barriers to creativity. Control of information. Blindly following the rules. Constantly being practical. Becoming overly specialized. Fearing looking foolish. Fearing mistakes and failure. What is innovation? Latin word, innovare, to renew. Innovation as that which is newly introduced. Innovation equals invention plus exploitation. Innovation is the means used by companies to adapt, differentiate, and survive, especially in environments and turbulent times like the present. The act or process of commercializing an invention or introducing something new or improved that creates value in the form of a commercial product. Innovation requires people using new knowledge and understanding to experiment with new possibilities and using sound collaborative decision-making tools in order to choose and implement new ideas. Innovation is the turning of all ideas, big and small, into successful outcomes. It's the implementation of ideas generated as a result of the creativity supporting culture. Innovation is the implementation of new ideas at the individual, group or organizational level. A process of intentional change made to create value by meeting opportunity and seeking advantage. Process. Innovation is a process, implying, among other things, that it can be learned and managed. Intentional. That process is carried out on purpose. Change, it results in some kind of change. Value, the whole point of the change is to create value in our economy, society, and/or individual lives. Opportunity, entrepreneurial individuals enable tomorrow's value creation by exploring for it today, having ideas, turning ideas into marketable insights and seeking ways to meet opportunities. Advantage, at the same time, they also create value by exploiting the opportunities they have at hand. Types of innovations. There are 4 distinct types of innovation: These are as follows. Invention, described as the creation of a new product, service, or process. Something that has not been tried before. Extension, the expansion of an existing product, service, or process. This would mean that the technopreneur takes an existing idea and applies it differently. Duplication, copying, replicating an existing product or service and then adding the technopreneur's own creative touch in order to improve it. Synthesis, a combination of more than one existing products or services into a new product or service. This means that several different ideas are combined into one new product or service. We will discuss further about the types of innovations. Invention. Totally new product, service, or process. Examples are, Wright Brothers, airplane. Thomas Edison, light bulb. Alexander Graham Bell, telephone. Extension. New use or different application or an already existing product, service, or process. Examples are, Ray Kroc, McDonald's. Mark Zuckerberg, Facebook. Barry Sternlicht, Starwood Hotel. Duplication. Creative replication of an existing concept. Examples are, Walmart, department stores. Gateway, personal computers. Pizza Hut, pizza parlor. Synthesis. Combination of existing concepts and factors into a new formulation or use. Examples are, Fred Smith, FedEx. Howard Schultz, Starbucks. Let's discuss further. For invention, it described as the creation of a new product, service, or process. Something that has not been tried before. In the picture, Martin Marty Cooper, born December 26, 1928, is an American engineer. He is a pioneer in the wireless communications industry, especially in radio spectrum management, with 11 patents in the field. While at Motorola in the 1970s, Cooper invented the first handheld cellular mobile phone, distinct from the car phone, in 1973 and led the team that developed it and brought it to market in 1983. He is considered the father of the handheld cell phone and is also cited as the first person in history to make a handheld cellular phone call in public. Extension. The expansion of an existing product, service, or process. This would mean that the technopreneur takes an existing idea and applies it differently. In this picture, these are the different types of cellular phone which have different brand models. Duplication. Copying or replicating an existing product or service and then adding the technopreneur's own creative touch in order to improve it. In this picture, the manufacturer improvised its cellular phone by adding a pen. Synthesis. A combination of more than one existing products or services into a new product or service. This means that several different ideas are combined into one new product or service. From this picture, it describes the evolution of different cellular or mobile phones from keypad up to Android phone. Forms on innovation. Product innovation, the changes in the things, product or services, that an organization offers. Example, new design of car, new generation of aircraft A380. Process innovation, the changes in the ways in which products/services are created and delivered. Example, JIT manufacturing. Position innovation, the changes in context in which products/services are introduced. Example, Johnson & Johnson product not only for babies, but also for adult. Paradigm innovation, the changes in underlying mental models which frame what the organization does. Example, shift to low-cost airlines, online insurance. The innovation process. Analytical planning, carefully identifying the product or service features, design as well as the resources that will be needed. Resource organization, obtaining the required resources, materials, technology, human or capital resources. Implementation, applying the resources in order to accomplish the plans. Commercial application, the provision of value to customers, reward employees, and satisfy the stakeholders. 5 myths of innovation. Innovation is planned and predictable. Technical specifications should be thoroughly prepared in advance. Creativity relies on dreams and blue sky ideas. Big projects will develop better innovations than smaller ones. Technology is the driving force of innovation and success. Principles of innovation. Potential technopreneurs need to realize that innovation principles exist. These principles can be learned and when combined with opportunity can enable individuals to innovate. The major motivation principles are as follows. Be action-oriented. Innovators always must be active and searching for new ideas, opportunities, or sources of innovation. Make the product, process, or service simple and understandable. People must readily understand how the innovations works. Make the product, process, or service customer-based. Innovator always must keep the customer in mind. The more an innovator has the end user in mind, the greater the chance concept will be accepted and used. Start small. Innovators should not attempt a project or development on a grandiose scale. They should begin small and then build and develop, allowing planned growth and expansion in the right manner and at the right time. Aim high. Innovators should aim high for success by seeking a niche in the marketplace. Try/test/revise. Innovators always should follow the rule of try, test, and revise. This helps work out any flaws in the product, process, or service. Follow a milestone schedule. Every innovator should follow a schedule that indicates milestone accomplishments. Although the project may run ahead or behind schedule, it still is important to have a schedule in order to plan and evaluate the project. Reward heroic activity. This principle applies more to those involved in seeking and motivating others to innovate. Innovate activity should be rewarded and given the proper amount of respect. This also means tolerating and, to a limited degree, accepting failures as a means of accomplishing innovation. Innovative work must be viewed as a heroic activity that will reveal new horizons for the enterprise. Learn from failures. Innovation does not guarantee success. More important, failures often give rise to innovations. Work, work, work. This is a simple but accurate exhortation with which to conclude the innovation principles. It takes work, not genius or mystery, to innovate successfully. The importance of creativity and innovation for the entrepreneur. Creativity and innovation are terms that are often used interchangeably, but the truth is that they are complementary skills. It is possible that there is a lot of creativity in a company without any innovation. When the two attributes are combined, the results tend to be positive. Creativity is the ability to create, produce, or invent new things. Innovation is the successful implementation of these ideas. In other words, an innovative idea is one that presents benefits in practice. Creativity and innovation. Creativity and innovation are increasingly important attributes in the market, whether for a large organization or for a freelance professional who is starting his activities. It is the use of new ideas to obtain better quality results more efficiently. The union between creativity and innovation creates the perfect environment for the culture of innovation, a mindset open to innovation in all processes of economic activity. The gains from this can be seen in different sectors of a company, but they all reflect on the financial performance achieved. How to develop creativity. Here are several companies competing for the same place in the market and trying to win over the public in different ways. In this context, creativity and innovation become even more important. After all, this can be the basis for differentiating yourself from others. But how can you develop creativity and bring it into your business? Escape the routine. The development of several activities equally every day can block your creativity. Try to get off autopilot and stimulate your brain. Create challenges. Get into the habit of creating small personal challenges, whether it's playing an instrument, going to a different lecture, or creating an Excel spreadsheet to keep track of finances. Face problems differently. Problems exist for anyone, the difference is in the way they are viewed. Try to see the learning of each of the obstacles that arise. Follow other creative people. Follow the work of other creative professionals, even if they are not in your field. This can be a great inspiration to come up with fantastic ideas. Consume interesting content. Be it a film, theater, lecture, show, or articles, it is very important to consume interesting content that stimulates your creativity. Thank you for listening in our discussion. This is the end of our topic about creativity and innovation.